Shalom, Gabe Greenberg here, Rabbi and Executive Director of Penn Hillel. Excited to be learning with you again this week, Parshat Terumah. In the Hillel world, we ask a very fundamental question, which is, given that we have access to our Jewish students for just a 4-year window in their young adulthood, what do we want to teach them? What do we want to inspire them towards? What skills do we want them to gain during their 4 years on campus at Penn or really on any campus? And I think there's at least the beginnings of an answer to that question in this week's Parsha. There is a midrash that Rashi cites, which describes how Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, planted acacia trees when he was in Egypt and said to his children, grandchildren, descendants, that in generations from now, I'm planting these saplings, but my descendants, my great-great-grandkids, when they leave Egypt, they will have use for these acacia trees, for this acacia wood. And indeed, in our Parsha, the verse tells us to make the planks, the krashim, of the tabernacle out of this very acacia wood, which Jacob presciently planted generations earlier in Egypt. And that, in many ways, is what our Hillel work is about. It is about planting seeds. It's about planting young saplings which will grow, thrive for years to come, and not necessarily to give our students hard and fast answers or hard and fast pre-packaged visions of how to live a Jewish life, but to inspire them, to make sure they're asking the right questions, to challenge them so that later in their Jewish adulthood, when they're thinking about marriage, when they're thinking about raising kids, when they're thinking about what professional lives they want to step into, they'll remember a conversation they had at Hillel. They'll remember a Shabbat dinner they attended. They'll remember a trip they took to Israel. These seeds that were planted, these young acacia saplings that they encountered, that they'll then be able to harvest and use in their own lives to build whatever holy structures they will need to thrive and grow in their own Jewish adulthood. We should all be blessed to plant seeds for the next generations and to harvest those living trees that we need to build the structures of our own Jewish lives. Shabbat Shalom. I look forward to learning with you more next week.